Today is the 4th of May, 2026. I want to talk about a subject really close to me. Love. The definition of love. A strong feeling of affection and concern toward another person, as that arising from kinship or close friendship. Number 2, it is a noun. A strong feeling of affection and concern for another person accompanied by sexual attraction. 3, a feeling of devotion or adoration toward God or a God. 4, a feeling of kindness or concern by God or a God toward humans. 5, charity. 6, sexual desire or activity. 7, an instance of being in love. And that's according to the American Heritage Dictionary, 5th edition. When I was in my darker side of my emotions, is how I want to put it, I was looking for something positive. This is how I pull myself out of, number 1 is prayers. Number 2 is imagining that I'm sitting before the Almighty and having a discussion out loud about what it is that I'm feeling and experiencing and the things that I'm doing. Okay. My love for the Almighty and my love for all of humanity is ever growing each day. There are things I don't like. I don't like nobody to lie to me. Number 1. Number 2, I do not like pedophiles. I don't like it. I do believe in community building. I do believe in wealth. And I don't believe a lot of things, you guys. So when I use this word believe, take it with a grain of salt, okay? I do believe in community building. I do believe in wealth building. I do believe in generational wealth. But I also do believe in everybody being able to receive, not just some. So I got a little upset today when I saw a news come across. And I know it was about me. I knew it was about me. So I got on my dark side, y'all. And I started digging up positive things. But I said some choice color words too. Because I'm like, this is ridiculous. How do we move forward? I mean, how do we truly move forward? When you got cameras on you, you got people taking your words out of context. You have people thinking that you're out here to harm another person. You have people out here just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, just going off the rails. I guess everybody got something to talk about, huh? So I got frustrated, okay? I got mad. I got upset. I got downhearted. And I literally just sank in my spirit. And I kept saying, Daddy, please help me. Help us all. I'd be saying, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, help us. No, I had to send a prayer out for a lot of us that we are fully covered and fully protected. Because I'm telling you, at any given time, any one of us can take our emotions and go all the way to the right and or all the way to the left. Any one of us could. If you're in these vessels, at any given time, nobody is perfect. Something someone says, something someone does, something someone feels, something someone shows you, something someone, I don't know. But that is all a part of our personal mirrors that are being held up, that we need to seriously sit down, in my opinion, to overlook within ourselves. Because you can't autocorrect somebody. Yeah, you truly have to autocorrect yourself. That's something I learned as well. So, love being a really powerful one. It's an emotion characterized by strong feelings or affection for another arising out of kinship, companionship, admiration, or benevolence. In a related sense, love designates a benevolent concern for the good or welfare of others. Okay. I've reached out. And I've asked a lot of people at different times, could you assist me so that I can get certain things taken care of? The basics, as far as like making sure that business is taken care of, filing things and making sure things are in its proper place, that has been done long ago. So I've never been worried about that part. With technology changing and people are switching over to different formats, because that's what it is, I have been asking for some assistance. I tried enrolling into a couple of programs. And when I enrolled in those programs, I got no response. I got blocked again. I don't mean to keep repeating this, but this is what happened. My email was taken and I got blocked. Okay. When people say, well, go on about your business and rebuild your life, how do you rebuild things if you are intentionally sitting right where you are? And every effort and every move that you try and make to move forward and go forward, well, read the book. Okay. Let's go here. I love you. I love you. If you can't handle the truth, I love you. If you can't handle the truth, I love you. Sometimes I sit here and I have to laugh to keep from crying because I'm telling you, whoo, my emotions is very strong. I don't like seeing injustices, you guys. Love, emotion, according to Britannica.com. An emotion characterized by strong feelings of affection for another arising out of kinship. How many people love humanity as a whole? I do. I do. Companionship. Everybody desires to have someone. Admiration. I'm sure there's somebody that you've seen somewhere in your walk of life that you admire. Benevolence. Somebody you see in such a format that someone may not see. In a related sense, love designates a benevolent concern for the good or welfare of others. There are so many people in certain seats of position that you talk so bad about or you look at in a bad format, not knowing they truly have your best interest at heart. Will you know it? If they speak up, you will, but if they don't, you won't. You're going to be fighting them because you don't know. And then, you guys, when you start getting that fight, are you guys aware the majority of the people are not even aware of what is going on with said individual at any given time, especially when you are headed in a positive direction? But everybody don't get the memo. Makes it difficult, you guys. It makes it difficult. Communication is a must. In a related sense, love designates a benevolent concern for the good or welfare of others. The term is also used to refer to a sexual attraction or erotic desire toward another. Wow. Okay. Love, as an individual emotion, has been studied in several scientific disciplines, including psychology, biology, or neuroscience, anthropology, and sociology. Etymology. The word love is derived from the hypothetical term lub, a root in Proto-Indo-European, the reconstructed parent of Indo-European languages, meaning care or desire. Liub eventually developed in Latin, libet, and Old English, lufu, which was both a noun and a verb describing deep affection or being very fond of something. Psychological theories of love. You guys read it. I'm just going to summarize it. In the 1980s, there was an American psychologist, Robert Steinberg, Sternberg argued that love has three emotional components: intimacy, passion, and decision or commitment. There's five that I know of, but it also depends on what type of love you are speaking about. So I'm not being as this man as a psychologist. I'm not going to argue with this man right here on the screen. I'm not going to do that. Okay. So go in there and figure out exactly how it applies to you and or your situation, or potentially could help someone. Okay. So, and that was Robert Sternberg. Why the history of the Valentine's Day is so complicated. I don't know. I've never really celebrated Valentine's. Never did. My upbringing did not allow that. So now, was I aware that you have to have affection for someone? I do that every day. I was reared to have affection for everybody, even those that don't have affection for me. I just do. That's the way I was raised. Platonic love. Let me pull this up real quick because I really want to point something out, you guys. I want to point out something that I know is very important. I speak about this quite often, and it was taught to me, and the way that it was taught to me was amazing. The lady that taught me this, love types in the Bible. When she taught it to me, and the way that she taught it to me, it carries me right down today. It carries me right down today. And I love it. I love it. Because it actually keeps me connected. Because there's times I want to disconnect, and everybody's like, you can't disconnect. Because he doesn't disconnect from us, you guys. We disconnect from him at times. The Bible identifies the four main types of love. Agape, which is unconditional love. Storge, which is a familiar love, your family love. Filio, a brotherly love. And eros, romantic love. Each type reflects different aspects of relationships and is rooted in the teachings of Scripture. Okay, this is from a biblical aspect. I'm going to teach you what it was that I was taught. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to try and get it broken down so I can explain what I mean by the five. You have agape, storge, philia, eros, and then you have natural love. Natural love, which embodies all of that. When you start to have natural love, everything and everyone you love, regardless of how it is that you personally feel. Because if God so loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten Son, so that we may attain to oneness and have everlasting life, depending on where your mindset is, depending on what it is that you desire. And to read it in its entirety is this. Where'd you go, sweetheart? John 3:16, where God sacrifices his only Son for humanity. That's that agape love. It is characterized by selflessness and a commitment to the well-being of others, regardless of circumstances. This type of love is exemplified in John 3:16. Okay? Now, for your familiar ties, I've noticed a lot of people will literally pull away from their loved ones off of hearsay and or financial things and or opportunities. You know, right now you have a lot of people that are literally tearing each other apart verbally and physically and emotionally and spiritually. And I don't ever recall in all my reading of any book or any biblical text where the Almighty literally would tear families apart and keep other families together. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. So the solution is love thy neighbor as thyself. That's the solution. That's what I know. That's what I have come to experience. Because you could be helped by a person you would never expect. That person can come along and just lift your whole world. Then you'll have someone that you expect, and they wouldn't do it. Since I've been online and offline, I've met both, and I've taken both with a grain of salt. I have. So that's my definition of love, you guys. That's what I wanted to share. That's what I was guided to share, but I really wanted to make it verbalize what it is, because if you have love, you guys, you're not breeding hate. You're not breeding dissension. You're not breeding competitiveness. You're not breeding anything that could cause a strong structure to fall that is meant to be there. Okay. And so many people demonize things, places, and people without knowing who they are, what they stand for, and what it is that they have yet to accomplish. I say that not being racist, not being prejudiced, not being a bigotist, not being a terrorist. I say that because of what it is that I feel in this realm of existence on a larger scale. I say that because when you start to love everyone as yourself, do you really love yourself? And if so, how? Do you really dislike the person down the street? And if so, why? Do they remind you of something you've done? Do they remind you of someone you want to be and or would like to be, that you envy them? Envy and jealousy are not good emotional traits to have. You know, it breeds hatred. It breeds hatred. It gives you an emotion that sometimes will run away from you. 9 times out of 10, it runs away from you. It don't run to you, it'll run away from you. And that's my personal experience. It will run away from you. And when it runs, I just pray you're on the receiving end of it. Not the envy and the jealousy, but the love portion. Because the other side is ugly. The good side, when it's good, it's good. But the other side is ugly. It ain't a good feeling, and sometimes it ain't a good look. Some people say it's all fair in love and war. Depending on where your mindset is. That's a really true statement. A really true statement. You guys have a grand evening, grand rising, grand afternoon on this beautiful May 4th, 2026. This beautiful Monday, Moon Day. The Almighty loves you. I do too.